Hey guys, my name is Tubby Emu. We're going to be talking about a WWE offseason potentially, wrestlers being kept off TV, which doesn't mean they're buried in this new era with the brand split, and we're going to talk about some other things in this video, so sit tight, sit back, grab yourself a cup of coffee, water, whatever you want to do, and just sit back, relax, and enjoy the words that come out of my mouth, unless you don't want the words that come out of my mouth, and that's on you. But we're going to talk about the brand split and the offseason and everything that's going into it because, hey, you know, there's some reports that have been coming out. Hey, why did Charlotte drop the title? I think Charlotte dropped the title because it was the perfect time. Sasha was kept off TV until it was time. She's already so over. The crowd loves her. Damian Sandow said the same thing from past interviews, and this is what has changed in my mind about WWE isn't necessarily punishing people. They're just waiting till the time is right. So the big thing to keep in mind, Dolph Ziggler hasn't done anything all year until it was time for him to pick up that victory. He's the number one contender. Sasha Banks, she's already so over. The crowd loves her. They chant for her. They want her. Why give her the TV time when you could give the TV time to somebody else? If you already have a very popular TV show, yes, you want to see that character as much as possible, but you don't want to overexpose that character. So that's where off-seasons come in. Paige recently did an interview at Comic-Con and said, hey, I think that's great. I think you're going to get more time off. We already have one less day on the road now, and this could go to help the longevity of superstars. When you think of WWE is a TV show. WWE is entertainment. And WWE, if you look at any other show, there are characters that kind of just go away for a couple episodes and then come back. Except in WWE, when characters are kept off TV, unlike TV shows where there's a logical reason, everybody immediately jumps and assumes that they're being punished. They're being buried. And I was one of those people, man. Back in 2010, 2011, I was one of those critics when I would come on here on YouTube and talk about this, and hey, why are they doing this to this guy, right? Now I look at it as thinking about how to prolong these superstars' careers and, you know, why waste the TV time? If you have a product and you're trying to get over as many people as possible, Sasha's already over, she's already selling merch, why does she need to be on TV? When the time is right for her to be on TV, and it may seem like, wow, she did nothing and then all of a sudden she's champion, well, that's the shock value. They already knew she was over, so by giving her the title, they've already announced the rematch for SummerSlam, and it has gone to show that she wasn't being buried. She wasn't doing anything. Charlotte was in a feud, and I said this after WrestleMania. I said, and I predicted like Alicia Fox and a bunch of divas from the past that have been around a while, like Natalya, who Charlotte would go and face them for a couple months and ultimately lead into Sasha going into SummerSlam. That's what I said and predicted. And some people said, well, they need to know. They need to do Sasha now. Well, why at Money in the Bank? She wanted it Raw, on a Raw TV show, and now they just announced today that she's going to get the rematch at SummerSlam when the time is right. Zack Ryder, another guy. Yes, in the past, it did seem like they really they didn't like the fact that he got himself over, and Kane ended up pushing him over a stage in a wheelchair with a neck brace. Like, what the fuck, right? You would sit there thinking, wow, Ryder went from getting himself over to getting buried. A couple years ago, I was one of those people. Now, you look at something as him winning the Intercontinental Championship on the grandest stage of them all from when he was 10 years old, and he took a picture with Scott Hall, and then he loses the title, pretty fast, and everybody thinks, wow, they buried Ryder. They did this. Are they burying him, or are they giving him that moment in the spotlight? His moment that he wanted, since he put in all that work, the amount of times in the past that he got buried, he got his WrestleMania moment. How many people get that WrestleMania moment? If you are wanting to be a WWE superstar and your goal is to be at WrestleMania, even if you drop the title a month or two later, it's not ideal. Yes, you want to hold the title. But out of 7 men in that match, Zack Ryder came away with the victory, the biggest victory of his career, for being in WWE how many years now, never once hearing his theme song, and he goes on to win. Now, I'm trying to be the optimist here, man. I think that I'm taking a new view on how I view these videos, how I discuss them, and how I talk about them, because in an off-season for WWE, we kind of have to change our minds now that when a superstar is so over, they do not have to appear on TV. They don't have to be shoved down our throats. Some of the biggest criticism of Dolph Ziggler was, look at his pay-per-view record. He wasn't booked on half the pay-per-views, or he lost, and then they wanted Bray Wyatt. But Bray Wyatt is only like 1-1 on pay-per-views, 1-2, and he hasn't been booked on most of them, but they wanted they wanted him. Bray Wyatt was kept off because of the Wyatt family until the time was right. Now Bray Wyatt's back. I actually kind of dig his new hair gimmick, and I kind of dig the little bit of the newer Bray Wyatt. I'm a fan of it. The timing is right. When you have this brand split now and you're going to have more time or more people, and you look at the roster, and yeah, they look kind of shallow, right? They really do. If you have a 2-hour show and you're looking at the SmackDown roster and you have Shelton Benjamin coming back and other superstars, does Shelton Benjamin then have to be on TV every single week? Are people going to claim that Shelton Benjamin's buried because he has a couple matches and then maybe isn't on TV for a week or two? No. It's a TV show. And I think we kind of have to get into this mindset as WWE fans now, not necessarily because we have to or we should, just because for our own personal sanity, constantly being upset with the fact that, hey, listen, they're burying that guy. I love that guy personally, so then I'm getting all sad. I'm getting all depressed about it. Fuck WWE, fuck the world. Well, no. If I was in that position with Sasha Banks and all of a sudden she won the title, I'm sitting there going, yeah, but they should have done it sooner. Should they have, though? Or was the timing right? Because that's the thing. We don't know what's right or what's wrong. I am, for one, for the brand split and for giving superstars more time off. If they're putting in the time and effort to entertain us, they deserve to have that time. Now, with a brand split, there is not been a hard line. Some superstars have been appearing on other shows, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that they were advertised, and so far there's some exceptions to the rules. John Cena, etc. Now, the reason that's kind of a big deal, the reason that when you look at everything that's happened in the WWE and where they go with the exceptions, and Cena appeared on Raw when he was supposed to be on SmackDown. Is that a big of a deal? No. Live events aren't televised on the show. I don't have a problem with that. Some people have a problem with that. Well, why'd you do a brand split if they're appearing on TV? That's not the point, though. They were advertised dark matches. They're fulfilling those dark matches. John Cena was just added to the show in the Philippines, in Manila, and people are going, well, why? He's on SmackDown. It doesn't always have to stay down the lines as long as the TV show product is kept separate. Live events are different. So when we look at this guys going forward, I don't want you to get your hopes up. I want you to rein this in because this is what's made me a lot happier and made me like doing these videos. And this is what I think most of my audience now that watches these videos and I see the comments are like, I'm glad to hear your opinion isn't just constantly bashing the WWE. Because I don't think it's all WWE's fault. I think when you have so many fans wanting one thing and the vocal people are doing that, but the people that aren't being vocal, but the ones that are buying the merchandise are saying something else. So, we're all pushing for one thing on the internet, the ones that, everybody says they want him because that's what we see on the internet. But then you look at the sales of Roman Reigns merchandise and go, maybe he's a little bit more over than we thought he was. Now, I'll be the first one to admit that when it comes to certain superstars, I would love them to be champion, be on TV all the time. I would like to see them quite a bit. But in this new era, I'm fine with them taking a little bit of a break. When Kevin Owens would appear on TV one week, people would instantly assume something's wrong. And that's not the case anymore. It really isn't. I'm all for this, man. You got guys like Zack Ryder who, he was doing his hype bro gimmick all the time at NXT. He gets called up, back up to the WWE, wins that title, and now he's reuniting with the hype bros. That's the thing that happened because that may have been a long-term plan. But in the meantime, you checked off getting a face the title, allowing Miz the heel to get the title, and then allow Miz to get even more over. You see what I mean? There's so many variables at play that it isn't necessarily I'm holding that guy down. It's you got to look at the long-term picture. So I'm all for an offseason, guys. I would love to know your opinion on this. Can you, as a TV show now, if WWE is going to run 52 weeks a year and they're not actually going to take an offseason, and Charlotte dropping the title, maybe she wanted vacation time like the rumors had said, so she loses at SummerSlam, then she heads off for a couple months. That is a good thing. That is then other superstars are able to come in and work without Charlotte being overexposed. In the new WWE era, off seasons for the superstars being held off TV is the bigger thing because WWE is running 3-hour shows, 2-hour shows, NXT, everything that they've got going on. Letting them take some time off or just work live events and not keep them from being overexposed is the way to go. I know some people may get disappointed by that, but in the reality, it's helping prolong these superstars' careers, their lives, and overall, I'm all for it. I'm all in favor of superstars not appearing on TV. If they're already over, it helps of getting other superstars over or being able to utilize that TV time. So those are just my thoughts on that, guys. I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you immediately jump to somebody being buried because they're held off TV? Or do you look at it now as, well, yeah, they're held off TV, but now look what happens. That's just my thoughts, guys. I'd love to know in the comment section below. Hey, make sure to follow me on Twitter if you guys want to follow along with some of my bullshit rants and talking about stuffs and asking me questions. You can follow me at TubbyEmu. And you can check out my Facebook page, facebook.com/TubbyEmu. And until next time, it's your boy TubbyEmu trying to lay some level-headed discussions. Peace.